Hi. So, I guess I've found my genre of YouTube video, like the super deep dive into the mind of Will Scoggin kind of shorter video essays. Although this one isn't going to be as like structured as the other one, which I was actually pretty proud of because I like the whole mirrored structure going from the first part to the second part. I really enjoyed that. Finally made it to England. So, I mean, in my last video, I said that I was moving there, and here I am. I've been here for about 2.5 weeks, almost. So this is a little bit of my room. You have the Texas flag right there. You have my laundry hamper. That's about all you can see. Yeah, there's a chair. Mm, I think it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty cool room. I had to buy a fan because this country isn't air conditioned, but that's another thing for another time. I brought my PlayStation, and I brought my Switch too. The Switch too, because I'm just cool like that. I can't go anywhere without either of those. My mother actually put up pictures of my friends and family on the corner of my wall over here, um, which is pretty awesome. But also, so she also bought me pillows at the Tesco downstairs, which is like basically a Walmart, and it's right under where I live, so that's pretty awesome. But she bought me a bunch of pillows from there, and I was like, thanks, but like, no thanks, because eventually when my dad came, he brought the one singular pillow that I sleep with, which is right here. I only sleep with one, and it's like super comfortable. So I was a little confused when my mom bought me four, but I was also thankful, obviously. The last 2 weeks have been sort of a vacation, essentially. So being an I2I student athlete, they wanted us to get here a week before the international students, which was a week before the regular students, which was a week before school started. So I've been here for 2.5 weeks so far, and yeah, it's been wild. But Newcastle's a beautiful place, if not a little too far away from a lot of the cool things you think of in England, like Manchester, Leeds, London, all that sort of thing. But I mean, it's a price I'm willing to pay. I grew up in a rural suburban town, so being able to walk everywhere um, is a little jarring to me. Like being in an urban area that's walkable is weird, but it's something that I'm looking forward to getting used to. All this to say, I'm really enjoying my life right now. And I know that I'm going to enjoy it less when classes start, but that's why I'm trying to make the most of this excessive free time that I have at the beginning. I've had some fun experiences while I've been here, for sure. I think the most fun I've had so far is recently me and a couple friends went out to a bar and to a nightclub, and I had never done that before. I'm not a drinker, nor do I plan on being one. I've never even really had alcohol. I think it tastes terrible. So I was kind of the designated driver, um, basically the walk people home guy. I didn't think I was going to enjoy going out and clubbing with my friends, but I loved it. I mean, I loved hanging out with people that I enjoy hanging out with, and I didn't have to drink to have fun. And, because I always thought that clubs you had to drink to have fun, but you don't. And it was also really funny seeing all my friends a little tipsy and saying things they would never say, except under the influence of alcohol. My night actually ended early, so the rest of them probably ended around 4. Um, I was in bed at 4, so my night ended around 2:30. What happened was we were in a nightclub, and one person got super drunk and they kind of wandered off, and our group got in a little bit of panic looking for them. We ended up finding them. They were okay. Um, a song had played that had reminded them of someone that they knew that died, and so it kind of sent them into a bit of a panicked frenzy. But we were able to calm them down and kind of get them walking back home. So because of that, one of their friends, roommates actually, who was also incredibly drunk, kind of called it quits too. Um, and they could not walk in a straight line on the way back home. And so I had to put my arm around their shoulder and their arm was around my shoulder in order to actually get them to walk in a straight line. But that was really the least of it. It was a really interesting conversation because this person was trying. Their goal that night was to drink their problems away, and that is never what you're supposed to do. They were dealing with things with a with someone. There was a whole like story saga between these two people that are at this thing, and they it's a whole romantic thing, and one of them liked the other one, but the other one didn't like the other one, but the one that didn't like the other one didn't know how to tell them without being rude, so they were trying to drink that away, and they were also trying to drink away another really important thing to them, like something that happened about a year ago, which I have no right to disclose here, but that was a that was a tough walk. So they felt bad for getting drunk, and I kept telling them, no, no, like it's okay, you're gonna be fine. Like some people just get drunk and they can't really watch what they're doing, and it's all right. But what hit me the most was when they started talking about the big bad thing that happened to them about a year ago. And they said they tried going to church and talking to God, and how they stopped doing that because in their mind they weren't good enough for him, and how God wouldn't love them because they sin all the time and whatever. And And then something happened to me where I kind of just started talking. Like I started talking, and it wasn't really me. I feel like this was God using me as a way to spread His word. And I told him the story of the when Jesus died on the cross, and there were the two guys next to him, and how one of them was like, "Oh, you're the king of the Jews. Let's like get us off of here, save us." And the other one was like, "Well, hey, do you know who you're talking to? This is the Messiah." And he looked at me, and he was like, "Why we have a reason to be here. He does not." And 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 how he was like, "Please, like God, like I believe in you or whatever." And Jesus said, like, "Today you will be with me in paradise." And I told them that if God didn't love people that sinned, why would He on His deathbed even accept someone that did terrible things? I mean, they were criminal. Why would He accept them into the kingdom of heaven if He didn't accept us, no matter what we did? And I think those were the right things to say, because I didn't feel like it was, as I said earlier, I didn't think it was me speaking. I feel like it was God speaking through me. So, all the sentimental talk aside, the night ended with me and an older person who hadn't really had that much to drink, kind of cleaning up the kitchen, all the pregame alcohol bottles, and we made him food and made him drink water. And so after after we made sure they got to bed, I came back to my room and I sat down, and I just thought for about 10 minutes about how I just had this experience that I never had before, and it was a really fun night, and it did me a lot of good to go and do this. And I thought about that because I grew up in an area where I didn't have a whole lot to do, and now I'm in a huge area where there's endless possibilities. I mean, I can do whatever I want. So it's weird to go from nothing to having everything at my fingertips.